10. John Wayne Gacy, 33 victims, a notorious American killer who sexually assaulted and murdered young boys in the Chicago area. He was arrested in 1978 and convicted in 1980. Gacy was executed by lethal injection in 1994. 9. Sergei Tkach, 36+ victims, a Ukrainian police officer who killed women and girls between 1984 and 2005. He strangled his victims and was sentenced to life in prison in 2008. 8. Andrei Chikatilo, 53+ victims, known as the Butcher of Rostov. Chikatilo targeted young people in the Soviet Union, sexually assaulting, mutilating, and killing them. He was arrested in 1990 and executed in 1994. 7. Yam Xinhai, 67+ victims, a Chinese serial killer who committed his crimes between 2000 and 2003. He targeted mostly women and children, using axes, hammers, and other tools to bludgeon them to death. He was executed in 2004. 6. Alexander Pecheshkin, 48+ victims, also known as Chessboard Killer. He targeted elderly homeless men in Moscow, Russia, by luring them with alcohol before brutally killing them. He was convicted in 2007 and received a life sentence. 5. Anatoly Onoprienko, 52+ victims, a Ukrainian serial killer who murdered entire families by shooting them. He was arrested in 1996 and sentenced to death in 1999, but his sentence was later commuted to life in prison. 4. Gary Ridgway, 71+ victims, known as the Green River Killer. He targeted sex workers and young women in the Seattle area. Ridgway strangled his victims and disposed of their bodies in wooded areas. He was caught in 2001 and later confessed to the murders. He received multiple life sentences in 2003. 3. Pedro Lopez, 110+ victims, also known as the Monster of the Andes. He targeted young girls in South America, strangling and sexually assaulting them. He was arrested in 1980 but was released from prison in 1998 on good behavior. 2. Luis Garavito, 138+ victims, a Colombian serial killer who targeted young boys. He lured them with gifts and promises of money before torturing, raping, and killing them. He was convicted in 1999 and received a lengthy prison sentence. 1. Harold Shipman, 2 18+ victims, a British doctor who administered lethal doses of medication, particularly opioids, to his patients. He was arrested in 1998 and found guilty in 2000. He committed suicide in his prison cell in 2004.